What's the word, YouTube? It's your boy Big Will. We're back with another episode of Life After Prison. Let's watch this video. This one's sad, man. This is sad. Some sad shit, man. This guy's neighbor came out and apparently, for no reason at all, did the unspeakable. Let's just watch it, man. It's shit's sick.
Heartbreaking and disturbing tragedy out of North Carolina. A 5-year-old boy shot dead while riding his bicycle by his family's home on Sunday. Cannon Hinnant was playing with his 2 young sisters when police say a neighbor, Darius Sessoms, walked up to the boy and shot him in the head at close range. His siblings witnessing this horrific act. Sessoms has been charged with... Sessoms walked up to the 2 young sisters.
First off, before we even start, let's say rest in peace to this little boy. 5 years old. Look how handsome this boy is. He's so cute, man. It's horrible.
Police say a neighbor, Darius Sessoms, walked up to the boy and shot him in the head at close range. His siblings witnessing this horrific act. Sessoms has been charged with first-degree murder. A motive has not been determined, but police say it was not random. Today, the community just held a memorial in the boy's honor. And joining us now is Cannon's father, Austin Hinnant. First of all, Austin, please allow me to express our deepest condolences to you and your family. We are so sorry for your tragic loss. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us tonight.
Thank you.
Austin, I can only imagine how difficult this is for you, for your entire family, especially Cannon's young siblings.
Yes, ma'am. It's been very tough with my 2 daughters.
This is such a horrific loss, and the suspect is someone that you know?
Yes, ma'am. We've been neighbors for 8 years.
Describe your relationship with Sessoms. Have you had any contact with him in the past?
We had just been cordial neighbors like anybody else. We'd speak when we saw one another, and he may walk over and talk to me for a few moments, vice versa. I did offer him to have dinner with me this Saturday, the day before the shooting. And he had dinner with me, so I'm not sure what led up to this event.
So you say the 2 of you did have dinner prior to this shooting?
The day before.
When 2 young sisters...
That's his friend, right? It's his neighbor, but it's his friend. They're cordial. They just had dinner. He invited him over his house. They had dinner. Like, it's a 5-year-old kid, man.
Austin, I can only imagine how difficult this is for you, for your entire family, especially Cannon's young siblings.
Yes, ma'am. It's been very tough with my 2 daughters.
This is such a horrific loss, and the suspect is someone that you know?
Yes, ma'am. We've been neighbors for 8 years.
Describe your relationship with Sessoms. Have you had any contact with him in the past?
We had just been cordial neighbors like anybody else. We'd speak when we saw one another, and he may walk over and talk to me for a few moments, vice versa. I did offer him to have dinner with me this Saturday, the day before the shooting. And he had dinner with me, so I'm not sure what led up to this event.
So you say the 2 of you did have dinner prior to this shooting?
The day before. He was in his truck, or in his car, and he looked like he had a lot on his mind, and I was cooking chicken on the grill, so I invited him into my home because we had extra food, as we're supporters of God, and I just told him that God tells us to love our neighbors, so.
Can you describe his personality, his demeanor the night that you saw him?
The night that we had dinner together, his demeanor was fine. We shared a beer together on the front porch of the...
The way he describes him, I'm going to say crystal meth. That's what it sounds like to me. The guy's on crystal.
Chicken cooked, and once it was done, him and I both went in and made a plate along with my fiance and my 3 children. My fiance sat with my 3 children at the kitchen table while me and him sat on the sofa at the coffee table.
And what was your conversation like with him?
He seemed to be paranoid that he thought a lot of people were trying to set him up. I think he may have had some dealings, and I know he had a prior record, so I don't know exactly what it was about, but I felt like he was paranoid about somebody setting him up.
Setting him up for what?
Just trying to get him caught, because like I said, he has a record. I'm not sure what his dealings were, but that's what he told me he felt about the people that he was with Friday night, the night prior to us having dinner.
Take us back to those terrifying moments. So many are just shocked that someone would kill an innocent little boy.
Listen, the way he describes it, just picture this happening.
Oh, man. It was unreal. We started our day off by going to Wave Church in Wilson, where we've been going for the past year and a half. And we followed up with lunch at a local Mexican restaurant that we love.
God bless you.
Went home, and we were lazy for about 2 hours as my little sister, Cannon's cousin, Jaden, had come over. And they played inside as my fiance took a nap, and I ended up dozing off on the couch for a bit myself. And around 4:45, 5 o'clock, I woke up, went to check on my fiance. She was awake. I got her up out of bed, and we moved along into the living room, and we were bombarded with the children wanting to go outside to play. They all wanted to go ride their bikes and enjoy their Sunday afternoon just like any other Sunday. And it wasn't 20 to 30 minutes later, I heard the gunshot while I was inside on my Xbox, and I flew out of my front door. And the first thing I see is my son laying on the ground, and it crossed my mind that maybe he had just fell off his bike. As I got closer to him and I just scooped him up in my arms, I realized how big of a deal it was, how horrific it was. I had to scoop my son up and hold him in my arms as blood ran down my arm. And all I could do was pray to God.
That's unimaginable. That's something you can't even picture happening. You can't even think of that. Oh my God, it's terrifying. You hear a gunshot. You go out and see your son on the ground. You hope he just fell off his bike. But in the back of your mind, you know what's really going on. And you gotta scoop him up with the blood just dripping down you. And wonder why. What's going on? What happened? This is crazy.
And his sisters were there to witness this whole thing. I can't even imagine. Police are, of course, investigating this incident. What are they telling you now?
I haven't heard anything from the detectives in a day or two.
Naturally.
There's a lot of rumors going around, but about what he says, why he done it. But I know the truth, and whether he's willing to admit it or not, we'll find out when the trial comes.
No parent should ever have to bury a child. Austin, can you tell?
He knows a little bit more than he's saying. I think he don't want to be viewed as maybe a snitch or things of that nature. But it's apparent that he knows more. And he don't want to put the guy under the bus. But for him to say, I know what the truth is, why he did it. Apparently the night before when the guy was talking to him and he was nervous, he had to have said something. And for this man to, I don't know if I can contain myself, you know. I give him a lot of respect. God bless him and his family for the way he's handling it. He's so composed and I don't know if I'd be able to do a news report, to be honest with you. I would be irate on top of grief-stricken. But, I mean, everybody reacts differently. You know, God gives people what they can handle. Maybe that's not something that was ever given to me because I can't handle that. Apparently he can.
Tell us a little bit about Cannon and how your family will remember him.
Cannon was a loving child. He loved going to church.
This part would kill
He
me.
lit up any room that he walked
Look
into.
how
I
handsome he
mean,
is.
any store that we were in, he would talk
Look
to
at
a
a
stranger.
beautiful
Didn't
little boy. Oh my
matter the
God.
race, or whether they were male or female, old or young. He loved everyone. And he would ask that we all come together in his
God
name and
bless you,
try to
my
unite
brother.
this country, start to love one another.
Austin, thank you so much for sharing some of your time. And again, our hearts are with you and your family right now.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's crazy, right? So your neighbor, these guys are cordial. You invite him over the night before, you feed him, and he's telling you about things that are bothering him. And then he proceeds to come out the next day, walk up to your 5-year-old son while he's riding his bike, and shoot him point blank in the head. It's unimaginable. Oh my God, I would die. These are the things that I said in one of my videos about the difference between being a rat and you got to talk to the cops. Like, for this kid, this father, he has to talk to the cops, right? Even though he knows who did it. The guy's in jail. He's caught. And he's got to tell the cops what's going on. Being silent at this point ain't going to get him nowhere, right? And I'm sure the cops know a lot of things. They say there's rumors. The guy said he's saying what was the reason. So apparently he's told the cops already. But it's an investigation. They're not going to tell the kid anything, the father anything, until they go to court and it's all out in court, right? The detective was just going to say, oh, we got a theory and this is what we think. But rest in peace to this little boy, to his family. God bless them. I don't know what I would do. I know my wife wouldn't be able to handle it. And like I said, personally, I wouldn't be able to. Oh, I feel so bad when I heard the story. Not even being a father or even knowing these people. A 5-year-old little boy. You see how beautiful that little boy was? And then they ask you, describe Cameron and how he was as a child. It's going to eat you up. Just sit and think about it. And like he said, all you can do is pray to God. It's in God's hands. And He will get you through. People, the number one thing we have to have in this world is faith. Faith in the Lord. We don't got to know why, or we don't got to understand, because we never will. But we got to have faith that God will get us through. And I think I've always had faith. And people think because I don't understand God and religion that I don't believe. But I 100% believe there's a maker. I believe there's a creator. We didn't just appear out of thin air. But the evolution and the creation of this world, it's beyond my realm of imagination. Let's just say that, right? And our Creator does things that only He can understand. And we just gotta live with things, you know? I've never been through anything like this, and I don't know if I could. And families that do go through it, I commend you and your struggles and your faith. I have faith in God. Whenever that cloud is over my head and it seems like doom is nearing, I have faith in God that He will lift me up. And sometimes the depression and worry of life is so overwhelming. But I know that God will get me through once I ask Him. And you just gotta have faith. You can't ask God to take this pain away and it snaps away, but He will take it. He will take it. It's just, for you people out there that play with guns or think about hurting children, hurt yourself first. Kids are so innocent. They're beautiful. And they're the future. They're what is going to keep this world going when we're gone. You know, if he was going to hurt somebody, maybe it should have been an adult. The child is the baffling part. Maybe another adult, you would have said, oh, maybe I had bad words in the past, or this little boy sounds like he would see the guy and, hello, and how you doing? And he comes over for chicken, and he's playing. His daddy's friend, and I just can't fathom how people can hurt children. This world has to be, it's got to be better managed by the Creator. This free will that we got, people take advantage of it. And they intentionally mess things up. And it puts the imbalance in the world for everybody. And we all got to live this miserable life because of the free will of people who purposely create havoc on this world. I don't know. I don't know what else to say, but rest in peace to the little boy. God bless him and his family. I pray all your despair and hurt is lifted out of your hearts by the Lord. And you have nothing but joy and beautiful memories of the 5 years this little boy had on the earth with you. It's a sad one. But God bless everybody. Thank you all for watching. And please leave your comments below. Hit that like and subscribe button. And we'll see you on the next one. Life After Prison TV. It's your boy Big Will. Peace.